Hello everyone, Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island, and this is going to be my last game exploring the Habsburg mining expedition, this time going up to level 6. I might end up doing one more if I lose this game. We'll see how it goes. So at level 6, Habsburg mining expedition goes up to difficulty 10. It doesn't add any new fear cards, but it gets the ability the Empire Ascendant. So setup and during the Explore step on boards with 3 or fewer blight, add 1 explorer in each land successfully explored. Max 2 lands per board per explorer card. So, I think with that, you want to kind of let them get some early blight going in so that they don't get those extra explorers, because that's going to make it easier for them to get more builds with Mining Boom, make it easier for them to hit their win condition, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how much harder that'll make it. If they were comboed with France, that would be really tough. So I'll see how that goes. I'll probably take some early blight, and actually, I'm playing a spirit that's going to facilitate that pretty well. So into Habsburg Mining Expedition level 6, I'm going to be playing Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares with the Violence aspect. So Violence replaces the innate power spirits may yet dream, and the setup is that you gain 1 energy, and you replace Dreams of the Dahan with Spat Scout for Raids by Darkness. So I'm going to be swapping Dreams of the Dahan, which is just gathering Dahan, and then doing Fear for Bat Scout, which can gather Dahan and do damage. So a little bit different there. And then Nightmares of Violence and Death. Card plays on your bottom track grant twice as many plays during the spirit phase. Those extra card plays can only be used for power cards with damage or destroy instructions. And when To Dream 1,000 Deaths generates fear, you generate +1 fear per affected explorer in town. So instead of getting 0 fear for destroying explorers, you get 1. Instead of getting 2 fear for destroying towns, you get 3. And then 5 for cities still. So a lot of fear. You do lose Spirits May Yet Dream, so you don't get to see the Earn Fear cards, and you don't get to gain those extra elements. I don't know how much of a downside that's going to be in True Solo. Seeing the Fear cards can be very helpful in team games. In True Solo with Bringer, I found that it's not super useful because you're just generating a ton of Fear cards anyway, so you don't really plan around them too much. And then the extra elements I found in True Solo don't really help, so it's until you at least get to the any element, then it kind of makes it a little easier. So yeah, I'm not sure how much of a downside this is going to be. It should be a lot of fear generation, and yeah, I think it'll be an interesting matchup. Basically a race before I blight out or hit the loss condition to see if I can get a fear victory. That's going to be my win condition in this one. So let me do my initial explore. It's jungles. And the Empire Ascendant does happen during setup, so when they explore into jungles, they're getting 2, which is a lot of explorers up there in A8. That's an issue already. So A8's already got 6 things, or 5 things, I guess. And if they blight, then they're going to have 6 things. I probably can't stop them from blighting, so that's already a problem. We'll see what I can do to deal with that. I think I do have a reminder token as well for this effect. Somewhere in here. Oh, I pulled out the wrong one. I've got the Explore one. So Explore level 6, Build level 1, and really there should be a transition one here. I don't know, maybe there was one and I lost it. But yeah, that's my reminders. So let's get into it. So with Violence, I don't know. I don't know if Violence is supposed to encourage you to go more card plays. I feel like since you get extra card plays anyway, you don't need to. And still just going top track's going to be the best thing to do. That's my feeling towards it anyway. A lot of times I like to go for a turn 1 major by going growth 4 and going for Call on Midnight's Dream. I feel like maybe getting a minor power first, so I have extra things to forget, is probably better. So I'm going to do that and probably get a turn 2 major instead. So let's gain a power card, add a presence. I'm going to go from top somewhere. Let's go over. I mean, that land A is an issue. It's already a mining land. It's going to ravage at some point. I might want to get in there. I don't know. Let's see, what's my range here? 1. So, yeah, not fantastic. So let's just go here, I guess. I don't really want to go into A8 yet. And the problem is on board A, I don't have a land I can get 4 Dahan in, so it's going to get me a little less energy from calling Midnight's Dream when I do that next turn. So that's okay. Let's go into a minor, and next turn will be my major game. So, nothing that I really like, nothing that gets me destruction. I do have Enticing Splendor, so gathering Dahan's going to be okay. So I can at least... I mean, getting 4 Dahan into a land on this particular board is difficult. So I don't even know if that's good. 0 cost is nice. Maybe Renewing Rain, so after they blight A8 next turn, I can just remove blight. Might be okay. And this is 0 range. Yeah, I don't love these, so probably one will be forgotten for a major next turn. But I'll go Enticing Splendor. Alright, so if I go Enticing Splendor, maybe... I mean, drawing Dahan into A8 is not going to be helpful because they're just going to die, so I don't really love that. Let's go... I guess I'll just gain my 2 energy. I'll play Enticing Splendor. I mean, I could start moving Dahan into A8 and just do a bunch of stuff there. Well, let's see. I want to save Dread Apparitions. Predatory Nightmares. I could do Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness and Predatory Nightmares, and I'll be able to gain one of these back next turn. And how much fear am I going to get from this? Just 2. Okay, well, I'll get a lot in the slow phase, I think. Okay, cool. So I'll pay for those. Go into fast powers. I'm going to use Enticing Splendor first. So I'm going to gather 2 Dahan. Right. Yeah. Gather 2 Dahan there with Enticing Splendor. And then I'll use Night Terrors, so I'll just target this land, gain 2 fear. And those are my fast powers. So let's go into the Invader phase. Flip an event. No fear card. Build in jungles. So they would Ravage here. Instead, they're just going to lose the disease. And then they will build for real in A3. Alright, as that shifts over, I build in a land and replace one explorer with a town. So I'm going to do that here in A5, I think. Put 2 towns there. And then explore into Sands, and this will be with the Empire Ascendant. So they're going to explore with 2 explorers. Alright, so I think that's fine. So now we go into the slow phase. A lot to remember with this adversary, but I do like them a lot. So for slow phase powers here, I've got Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness and Predatory Nightmares. Yeah, let's start nuking some stuff, I guess. I can stop a build somewhere. So I guess I'll do that over an A7 and hopefully get something else that will let me deal with A4 next turn. So yeah, let's do... No, I can probably do this a little bit differently. Probably let A7 go next turn since it's not really an issue, but deal with A4 to stop a cascade. Or I could let a cascade go through there so that I get the Empire Ascendant done faster. That might be better. Okay, I think that's my plan. So I'm going to do Predatory Nightmares over in A8, so it's 2 damage. So that will be 3 fear for destroying a town. Destroying in their dreams. And then I can push... I think, right? Yeah. Can still do the push. And the power pushes all towns and explorers that it would destroy. Yeah. Yes, because it's just extra fear. Okay, cool. So I still get the push. So I'll push this guy out, just so I don't have to worry about that land as much next turn. Really, I could push him in here. And then they'll just ravage right away. A little bit risky to do that. Yeah, I don't know that I love that. I'm going to go here. Okay. Alright, and then I've got Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. Let's go ahead and throw that into A3. So for each Dahan, 1 damage to towns and cities. So I'm going to do that there. Push that town out into A2. And that's 3 more fear, which is another fear card. This is going to be a fast game, I think, as long as I go through my card selections quickly. Alright, so that was Bat Scout, Predatory Nightmares, and I think I'm good. I could also push those Dahan out to save them. No, I did Bat Scout here, Predatory Nightmares there, so yeah, that's that. Discard cards, go back to growth. Let's see, I don't want to do my Reclaim one just yet, I want to get more cards. So let's go with growth 4, 2 energy. Add a presence to a lane with Dahan and invaders. Let's see, how much blight will I have on the board after this? If I let that go, then I'll have... So if I let this and this ravage, then I'll have 4 blight on the board, and I don't have to worry about the Empire Ascendant anymore. I'll be very fast blighted island, but I think that's okay. So I'm going to add that into... actually... just to make targeting things easier. Let's see, I will go over there, I think. No, let's go in here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's that. Gain 2 energy, which I did. Gain 3. Then I have my 2 card plays. And that's that. So with these 2 card plays, so I'm not going to defend. I'm going to get 3 blight added this turn. And then I won't have to worry about the Empire Ascendant. I think that's okay. I think that'll be fine. Make things a little easier in the future. Fast blighted island, but I expected that with this spirit anyway, so that might be okay. Alright, so that's good. So I'm going to fast powers. I have Night Terrors level 2 still. Yep. So I get 2 fear for one of these lands. I'm going to target Well, I don't have this, actually. I'm not defending that land, so that's fine. Okay, cool. So I'll also get 1 fear for Dread Apparitions in one of these lands. I'll do it here. Okay. Then call on Midnight's Dream, so I'm going to target this land. So if the land has Dahan, gain a major power. And if I forget that power, I gain energy equal to Dahan. It's only 2. And I may play it immediately, paying its cost. So let's go into this. I've got Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. That's a nice one. And I realize I forgot to put my starting beast down. There. Infestation of Venomous Spiders, also not a bad one. Skips actions, which is great. Decent damage. Let's see. It's okay. Inspire the release of stolen lands. It's not a damaging one, so I don't care. Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. That's a fun one. So, and I probably will be able to threshold that pretty easily. This will be an ugly island, but I think that's okay. Twisted Flowers, Murmur Ultimatums. It's removal instead of damage, so I don't really want that. So yeah, let's go Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. I will forget Call on Midnight's Dream in order to immediately gain 2 energy and play Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. And where do I want to do it? Let's see. 2 damage to invaders. Okay. So I've got a couple choices here. 2 range from my Sacred Site though, so not too many options. Okay. I'm just going to throw it over into A8. It's going to be a lot of fear. So I get to add a Blight. That's fine. Add 2 beasts. Can't gather a beast, unfortunately. Well, that's alright. So East Beast does 1 fear. So that gets me another fear card. 2 damage to invaders. So that's going to be 3 to the city. So that's 5 fear. 3, 4, 5. Pushing me into terror level 2 already. And 1 to one of these explorers for another fear. And I'll push him into... no, I'll leave him there. That's fine. Okay. Destroy 1 beast. And that's that. Okay, cool. So that's good. Now we go to the invader phase. Rising interest in the island. Your island is unlike any of the invaders I've seen. I can return the top card of the invader deck to the box, and then add 1 town to a word without one, or return the top fear card to the box. And during the next normal ravage, each town and city does +1 damage. That's what I want to do. So I have 3 air outs, so I'll just pay 1 more. And return the top fear card to the box. And that'll accelerate my fear victory. Beast of the Jungle, on each board add 1 beast to a jungle without blight. Cool. 1 fear if invaders are present. Gets me a 5th terror level 2 fear card on turn 2. And traps and snares, on each board add 1 wilds to land with Dahan. Nice. Okay, Mountain of Fear cards are ready. Emigration accelerates. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a coastal land. So let's see. So I'll get Blight there, Blight there. So yeah, I'll stop the Ravage here because I don't need it in order to stop the level 6 effect anymore. So I'll have 4 Blight between these 2 lands. Panic. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with Beast, Disease, or Dahan. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. Alright. It's fine. Too many monsters. Each player removes one explorer and one town from a land with beasts, or one explorer from a land adjacent to beasts. Let's get that guy. Spreading timidity. Each player chooses different land to isolate. Also defend 2 in those lands. Let's go with. Let's see. It's going to be mountains or wetlands next turn. The defense doesn't matter, so let's just isolate this mountain. This one, actually. And Tall Tales of Savagery. Each player removes 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with Dahan. Alright, nice. Move this town. Actually, that's a good candidate for Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, so I'll leave that one there. I'll remove this one instead. Alright, fear card's done. Ravage and Jungles, so they'll Ravage here, do 1 damage. That's fine. They'll Ravage here, so they will Blight that land. And then we got Avarice Awarded, so when Blight added by a Ravage action would cascade, you instead upgrade 1 town or explorer. I'll upgrade that explorer. We go to the build. They're going to build a town here. This one's a mining land, so instead of building, they're going to Ravage. So Ravage. Upgrade one of those explorers. I get to Disintegrating Ecosystem. Immediately on each board, destroy 1 beast. No, I'm using those beasts. Then add 1 Blight to a land with towns and cities. Okay. Well, this is gonna destroy one of my presents, but that's fine, I think. Let's go here. Okay. Then we go to explore. So as they move over, they're going to build. So let's get 2 buildings out here. So they'll build, and then they will exchange dude. I'll do it in here. So that's with Mining Boom 2. And then explore mountains. And they no longer have the Empire Ascendant, because now there's 5 Blight on the board. So we get 1 explorer in each of those lands. This one's isolated, so no explorer there. So that worked out alright. I have no slow powers, so I'm going to discard cards and go back to growth. And board's looking ugly. I'm going to be going for an early win here with just Blight, so unfortunately I don't have a way to hit A2 again yet. So let's reclaim. I'll gain a power card. I'll just gain a minor because I don't have a lot of energy right now. Just 3. I've got Voracious Growth, not bad. It's damage and can potentially remove some of that Blight, which will be helpful, I think. Give me a little more targets for my insects. So yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. Call to Trade's okay. Yeah, I like Voracious Growth here. It's also damage, which is nice. So let's play Voracious Growth. And got a little bit of energy left. Probably Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. So I can just hit one of these things for a decent amount of damage. And I could also play Enticing Splendor. It doesn't really do much. I'm not going to get the second level of Night Terrors, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, cool, yeah. So fast powers here, I'm going to use Night Terrors in this land, I guess. Although I could defend A7 now. Maybe worth it with Dread Apparitions. Just so I don't get, like, a big cascade. Or even more Blight, because I'm a little limited and I want to be able to use Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm to generate a ton of fear. So not letting them Blight here is probably good. It keeps my Sacred Site alive as well. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so changing it up a little bit. So let's go with Dread Apparitions. So that's going to be 1 fear here, and defend 1 per fear that's generated there. Then I have Night Terrors at the 2nd level, so 2 more fear, and this land's defended 3. Should be fine. Other powers are slow. Go into an event. Blighted Islands have devastated shores. On each board with invaders, add 1 blight to a coastal land. Spirits may prevent this on any non wards by destroying 2 presents from each board to be protected. I don't love that. So, go in there. Candy Defense. During Ravage in every land, defend 1 per Dahan in the land. And Distant Hunt. On each board, push one beast to an adjacent land with no blight. Deals 1 damage there. So I can do 1 damage here, which will want a power of mine. So this is an event, so it will actually destroy that explorer. Okay, so I don't get the extra fear. That's okay. Alright, so no fear card this turn. Next turn I'll have a lot. Ravage and Sands. This one's defended, so nothing there. This one, they will blight and upgrade one of these explorers to a town. Oh shoot, they've got 2 towns and mountains. Well, that's unfortunate, because they're also going to ravage here instead of building, because that's a mining land. Scoot this over. I'll have them upgrade some dudes. Let's go here. Explore mountains. Okay, and then the escalation, explore in 2 lands that are not shown. So anything except for mountains. So let's go into there. And here. Alright. Well, looking a little rough. Let's go with yeah, because I won't be able to use Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, because I've only got 1 blight left to work with. So I'm going to have to remove 1 before that. Alright, well, slow powers, let's go into that. So slow powers here, I have Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. I'm going to use that here. So just 2 damage to one of these towns, which gets me 3 fear and a fear card. Alright, discard cards and go back to Grove. Not in a great spot, since I can't use Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, unless it would just get me like an enormous amount of fear, but it's not going to do just enough, so I'll skip that. I'm going to have to do something about A1. Let's try something. All right, let's gain a power card. I'm going to just gain a minor. All right, Call of the Han Ways is not bad. Terror turns to madness. Delusions of danger might save me this turn. Yeah, let's do that. So if I can make it through this turn, then next turn will be pretty big for me, and I'll see what I can do with that. I'm going to go from top into this. I can't go into that land, that's fine. Okay, so another sacred site here. Alright, then play my cards. So let's go with 3 energy as well. Alright, so I've got Delusions of Danger, Voracious Growth. I've got 1 energy left, so Enticing Splendor, and I'll keep Predatory Nightmares and Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so going into the Fast Powers phase, I don't have the 2nd level of Night Terrors, but I do have the 1st level, so I'll just get 1 Fear. Then Delusions of Danger, I'm going to push one of these Explorers out of there, over here. And with Enticing Splendor, I'm going to gather a town in there. And hopefully something will save me. Alright, so I've got our event. Years of Little Rain. So could potentially just lose me the game. I would have to forget Voracious Growth, which I'm kind of counting on to remove a blade so I can do Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm next turn. So I'm gonna have to take a risk on this and let plants die and the land wither. So let's see if this lacks water. It does, so I have to add Blight to a Sands, and I have no Blight on the card left, so I Blight out and lose. Yeah, so a little unfortunate. I am going to reset here and give this another try with the Spirit, so let me take a little break, get the board cleaned up, and then I'll come back to it, and after that 2nd game, I'll give my thoughts on this. Alright, I've got everything queued up here for my 2nd game, as an attempt with violence against the Habsburg Mining Expedition level 6. I've got everything configured, everything set up. My initial explore was different. It was mountains this time instead of jungles, so we'll see if that works in my favor. But I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So I think last turn I went for a turn 2 major. My normal strategy with Bringer is a turn 1 major, so maybe I'll do that. Again, the problem with board A is that it's just not a good one for that because you don't get, you don't have a lot of, you don't have a way to get 4 to Han in 1 land right off the bat. But I'm going to give it a shot. So let's go with Growth 4 this time. Still sticking with going from top. I'm going to go into A2. And let's go with Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness and call on Midnight's Dream. Let's see, Bat Scout, or call on Midnight's Dream. I'm not going to be able to get the fast Han movement with Bat Scout, so if I do this, I'm only going to get 2 energy still from call on Midnight's Dream. Yeah, I don't love it, but we'll see how it works out. So I get 2 energy. So I'm actually going to go in, yeah, I think that's still fine. Okay. So I get 2 energy. Let's just get 4 energy, because I have 2 for Presence, 2 from Growth 4, and go into my Fast Powers. So first up, I have Night Terrors at the 2nd level, so I get 2 Fear from this land. Then I've got Call on Midnight's Dream, so I'm going to target this land. If the land has to Han, I can gain a major power. And if I forget Call on Midnight's Dream, I can gain energy equal to those to Han. and immediately pay the major, paying its cost. I got draw toward a consuming void, so that's not something I can afford this turn, but if I wait and play it next turn, then that is pretty good. And I think I would be able to afford it next turn. Let's see. I can get, I can just do a growth 4 again. Yeah. Bloodrack Plagues, decent. Voice of Command. Let's go draw towards a Consuming Void. It's a silly card with this spirit. I'll forget Call on Midnight Stream just so I can get a little bit of extra energy. I still can't afford to play draw toward a Consuming Void this turn. Man, if I had a 4 Han land, I would have been able to. So I'm just gonna keep that in hand. And next turn will be Violent. Okay, so that's that. Flip an event for timing. Go into the build. This one's going to be a Ravage, so I do that right away, which is very interesting. Because it is a mining land. But that's okay. And then as it shifts over, I can have them build and upgrade. So let's do that in... I guess I could just do it in A1. I don't really care too much. So they'll build and upgrade there. Because they're going to Ravage their next turn anyway. There's not really anything I can do. Gives me more stuff to hit with Draw Toward a Consuming Void. And then I'll explore into Sands with the Empire Ascendant, so 2 explorers instead of 1. Which means A4 is going to Ravage next turn, unless I do something about that. Okay, that's that. Now I go into Slow Powers. I've just got Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. Let's go ahead and do... gather up to 2 Han into this land, and I get 1 fear for that. Here. I think that's fine. I can keep those to Han set up so that, yeah, alright. Other cards in play. Here. All right. Yeah, I think I'm good. So I'm gonna discard cards and go back to growth. I could do. Let's see. I'll be able to afford Draw Towards a Consuming Void, even if I don't, repeating it, even if I don't do the threshold, or even if I don't do growth 4. So I might just want to give myself more cards to forget. Add a presence. Gain a minor. Let's see. I'll probably go with Elusive Ambushes. Gives me an extra card I can play with damage. So, yeah. Grow from top. Go into A5. Because that's going to be my target, I think. See, if I had done this differently, yeah, A1, they're gonna Ravage, so I would lose my presence there. So yeah, I think I have to do it there. So that's fine. Okay, get 3 energy. The only card I'm playing is going to be Draw Towards a Consuming Void. High rolling that on your first turn, pretty good. As the Spirit, paying 8 energy for it. Going into the fast phase, but I have nothing to do. So I go to an event. I've got interesting discoveries. On each board, choose a sacred site. Gather 1 explorer into its land and add 1 additional explorer. Alright, well, I don't really love that, because they're going to ravage there now. Alright, well, I have no choice. So, let's gather this guy, add an additional one. And then I've got Weaseling Outbreak on each board. Add 1 disease to the jungle or wetland with the most towns and cities. 10 the land. On each board, remove 1 blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. I don't have that. Alright, no fear card yet. Let's ravage in mountains. So they will ravage here. Upgrade 1 of these. Actually, I'll probably upgrade 1 of the towns to a city, so that I can get the repeat and kill 2 cities. This turn. Here, I'll ravage. Gets me to a blighted island. Call upon the land. Immediately on each board, destroy 1 presence and remove 1 town. Don't have that much presence to spare. Alright, let's do this one. And remove 1 town. I mean, all the towns are going to get destroyed anyway, so I'll just do that one. Alright, 3 blight. Build in sands, so these are both going to be ravages. Very unfortunate. I got an upgrade here. And here, they're going to kill both Dahan and my presence. Very, very unfortunate. Slides over. I'm going to build in one of those lands. I'm going to build an A7. So I build and remove 1 of those explorers to replace with a town using Mining Boom 2. And then explore into wetlands. They are no longer an Ascendant Empire. They're here, so I just get normal builds. This is going to be so much fear, but let's see what happens. So, draw towards Consuming Void. Here, gather 1 explorer, town, city, Dahan, beast, and presence from any spirit from each adjacent land. 1, 2, 1. Alright, then 4 fear. That's a fear card. 15 damage, so let's do... now I can't do the repeat completely, because it's not going to kill everything twice. I don't think. It's not a repeat, it's performing the above effects again, so... Alright, well, let's do the 15 damage. So, let's see, this is 6. And that's less than 6. That's another 6, 12. 14, 15, so 15 for all the buildings and 1 explorer. So I'm doing 15 damage to all of those. I want to gather 1 beast as well. Alright, so 15 damage to all of these. That's going to be a lot of fear. Let's see, 10, 22, 23 fear. So how many? Let's see, 23 fear. So 1, then I'll have 22 left, so that'd be 5 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more fear. Alright, so I can't kill anything. And this is calling on Midnight Stream, so the cities are going to stay there. I'm going to push the rest of this stuff out into this jungle because it's got those 2 diseases, which is pretty nice. Alright, and I will forget a minor power, major power. Oh, I don't have a major power to do it again. Okay. And a unique power. So I think I can forget Draw Towards a Consuming Void as my major, right? I think I can do that once. So I'm going to forget this. And I'll forget a minor power. And a unique power. Let's go Dread Apparitions. So minor, major, unique to perform the above effects again. So I'm going to gather all these guys. And then I can't hit the cities again. They've already been hit once, but I can hit the rest of this stuff. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's an additional 4 fear, so that's 1 fear card. And then 15 more damage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can hit all of those. That's going to be 10, 13 fear. So 2, 11 left. So 2 fear cards. It's 8. And then 3. And I can push all this stuff out. So let's do that. I'll just keep stacking up over into that corner. And suddenly, I am just 5 fear away from winning this game. And I have a big old stack of fear cards. So yeah, Draw Towards the Consuming Void, playing that turn 3. Very, very strong on Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares, especially with the violence aspect. That's crazy. So let's forget these cards. Draw Towards the Consuming Void. Bat Scout. A little sad to lose that one, but that's okay. And that's that turn. Those are my slow powers. So fortunately, there's no Ravage that's going to damage me this turn unless I get a bad event. So I think that I could possibly win this. Let's try. So let's see, I've got 3, I'll have 4 energy, so let's just go for a power card. Minor. See if I can get something that gives fear. Cycles of Time and Tide. It's got Moon, which is good. I do need the Moon, so I think that's probably better. Yeah, I'll just grab that. Alright, I get 3 energy. And I will just play my 3 power cards. Which I can do thanks to the violence aspect. Alright, going into fast powers, so I will do... Oh, this was definitely destroyed. But I do get to add a presence. I'll do it from top. And go... Let's see, just 1 range, so let's go here. Okay. So Night Terrors, I have the 2nd level, 2 moon, 3 moon actually, air and beast. So I'll do it here to get 2 fear. I'll do Cycles of Time and Tide on this land to remove a blight, just to give me a little bit of insurance. And then Elusive Ambushes, I'll just target this land, so do 1 damage. I'm going to leave him there, not push him. Oh, it has to push. I can't choose. So we'll push it over there. And that's 1 fear. Alright, 2 fear away. We'll see if I can get that. Then we get an event. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. Terrible event. So spurn the invaders. I would add blight, which I don't want to do, but I can afford it at least. Teach the invaders. Next normal ravage becomes a build. I'll just do I'll do the blight there. So I'm spurning the invaders, doing 2 damage to Dahan. Lowering my score for the end of the game, but that's okay. New diseases on half the board surrounding up. Add 1 disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to Dahan there. I'll end this game with 1 Dahan. Alright, big old stack of fear cards. Let's see if one of these generates 2 more fear to win the game. Too many monsters. Each player removes 2 explorers and 2 towns from a land with beasts. I have no beasts. Panic. Each player adds 1 strife to an invader for the rest of this turn. Invaders have -1 health per strife. I don't have a sacred site, so I can't even play Predatory Nightmares. Oh well. Emigration accelerates. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a coastal land. Or from any land, rather. That's fine. Let's put it there instead. Communities in disarray. Towns and cities do -1 damage, -2 damage during ravage, and invaders do not heal at the end of the turn. Seek safety. Each player may remove up to 3 health worth of invaders from a land without cities. And these towns have -1 health, right? Yeah, towns and cities have -1 health until the end of the turn, so I can remove 2 towns from this land. That's cool. Actually, I can remove 3 of them. That's neat. Isolation. Each player removes an invader from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Sure. Yeah, it's somewhere. Skip the next normal explorer. It's still a regular card. Depart the dangerous land. Each player removes up to 4 health worth of invaders from a land with beasts, disease, or at least 2 Dahan. That's easy enough to deal with. So 4 health worth of invaders. So these towns have 1 health. Explorers. Demoralize. Defend 3 in all lands. Cool. Immigration slows. Skip the next normal build. But this build card shift left as usual. And flee the pestilent land. Each player removes up to 5 health worth of invaders from a land with disease, or explorers from an inland land. So I'll remove 5 health worth of invaders from that land. Suddenly that land's looking a lot cleaner. Each player adds 1 strife to an invader, and for the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife. Let's just go here. And that's it. So that's what a stack of... How many fear cards was that? That was 12 fear cards. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm still 2 fear away from victory, but I should get it in the fast phase next turn, and that'll be fine. Okay, so now I go to the Ravage. No Ravages. We skip the next normal build, but it shifts left as usual, which means they do get their mining boom. So they do a build somewhere. I'll just do it here. Has to be a land with explorers. And skip the next normal explorer, but still reveal a card. But I do perform the escalation, so they're gonna explore into 2 lands. They're not shown on any cards. Alright. Slow phase, I don't have a sacred site, so I don't actually get to use Predatory Nightmares. That's fine. I'm gonna discard cards and go back to growth. I'm just gonna reclaim, gain a power card. It doesn't really matter what it is. I guess I could reclaim 1, but I'm gonna reclaim. see if I get something good here. Any fast fear? No fast fear. I'll just grab Seer Anger. Okay. And I only need to do 2 fear to win, so let's go with, oh wait, I don't have great cards anymore for this. I get 3 fear, or 3 energy. And I'll go with, Predatory Nightmares and Cycles of Time and Tide. Alright, going into fast powers now. I have Cycles of Time and Tide, so I'll remove this blight. Then I have Night Terrors, 0 range. I'm going to target A2. I have the 2nd level, so I do 2 fear and get a fear victory. So that is a win with Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares using the violence aspect against the Habsburg Mining Expedition level 6. A little bit gimmicky, getting Draw Toward to Consuming Void on that 2nd turn, or the 1st turn actually. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. So in games where you don't get that, it would be a little trickier. Definitely not a normal game. But I think this aspect does seem like it's pretty decent in this matchup, or at least just decent in true solo in general, because you can rack up so much fear so quickly, as you saw from that Draw Toward a Consuming Void. So I'm going to go ahead and just score this up for my own purposes, but I won't really bore you guys with that this time. So just to give my final thoughts here for Salzburg. So Salzburg 6, the Empire Ascendant adds extra explorers into each land, so it turns more lands into mining lands easier. That is the danger with that. So that is challenging, especially when you get turn 1 mining lands using that card, especially when combined with some of the other things here, like Miners Come From Far and Wide. Lets them get a mining land turn 1, so they can ravage turn 1, which is unusual, different. Not necessarily a bad thing in a lot of cases, especially since when you get those early ravages, you stop the Empire Ascendant from proccing. Similar to Russia 6, I guess, where you kind of want them to get a certain amount of white on the board, or even Habsburg livestock colony. So that part of it is cool. I do think this adversary has a lot of rules to remember, so going from level 0 to level 6 did help me to learn it. I'm gonna keep practicing. I don't know if I'll do my next games. I might take a break from this adversary and do a couple others before I come back to it, because I want to go through more of the new aspects and play around with the new spirits a little bit more as well. I might even try the new scenarios, because at least one of them looked pretty interesting. I usually don't play with scenarios, but I might give that one a shot and see how it plays. But overall, I'm very happy with this adversary. I think it's a nice challenge. It mixes things up really well. Once I kind of have the rules memorized, it'll go a little bit easier, and I won't have to keep thinking about their mining boom and stuff like that. So, but otherwise, it's a pretty good one. As far as violence goes, I think it's just an upgrade for Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares in true solo, at least. In team games, you do lose a little bit of support, because when everybody can play around the fear cards, and when everybody can, or when you can give an extra element to people, that can be pretty helpful. But in true solo, you don't really worry about that, so it's just a straight upgrade, I think. Bringer, already a decent spirit in true solo, so this just makes him kind of a true solo monster. I'd like to play him against some of the other adversaries at level 6 just to see how it plays out, but I think he is going to be quite strong into those matchups. But yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Now that I've finished this series, let me know what you think of the Habsburg Mining Expedition overall. Let me know what you think of the violence aspect, especially. And I don't play Draw Toward to Consuming Void very often, so let me know if I messed up that ruling. Pretty sure you can forget itself as part of the repeat process to get that major that you're forgetting. So I think that I did that correctly, and that helped me avoid the loss in this game and push towards a win. So, as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see everybody next time.